Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to the Pretty Rich Teacher podcast. I am so excited to chat with you all today. Now, I know this episode is a mixed bag. I'm sure y'all are happy to listen to my podcast, but if you are a teacher who is going back into the classroom, back into the school district this year, my heart goes to you. But I have good news for you. This episode, we're going to beat the back to school blues. Okay. I know exactly what you're thinking when it comes to like this part of the year. You're going back to school in August. And I know that first feeling could just be like, again. Like, it may feel like a lot of different things. You can be grieving your freedom. You just had a whole summer vacation and now you're already in pre-plan. You are back in the school that you said that you weren't coming back to. You said I was leaving by August. Maybe you're a client who said, okay, August is here. And essentially you feel ashamed maybe because everyone um expect your teachers to be excited, and maybe you are, because another way this presents as maybe you are excited. Like, I feel like the back to school year, like, it's a mixed bag because, like, even though you're sad because you're there, a part of you, like, the new year is always new energy. It's kind of like the new year, like, whenever the new year comes in. I personally celebrate my new year on my birthday now. Okay. Happy New Year to me. I just stepped into year 34. I did, and I don't know. I think I haven't talked to you in a long time. If y'all don't follow me on my personal page, Jazmyne Dion, Jazmyne Dionnne. That sounds right. Anyway, follow me on the page. Y'all, I'm living my life. I had three different themes for my birthday. I did a Harry Potter 9 3/4, 9 3/4 to a 34. I did a Mean Girls slumber party with my friends. We had a burn book and everything. And then I did an all pink birthday party. Okay. So side note, sorry. But either way, you all just had a great summer. And I forgot why I started talking about my birthday because I just probably want to talk about my birthday. But I remember now. I live my full life. And I want you all, the way that you all live life on summer vacation, on spring break, on winter break, you all can do that still. So even if you are in the classroom right now and you are in that mixed bag of, oh, I said I was going to be here. Um, and then you also maybe feel guilty for being excited about the school year. Oh, and now I remember what I was talking about. The New Year energy always feels good, but then back by September, October. So if you start school in August, um, typically like you are excited and then September rolls in and October, you're like, I'm done. So I want to help you all beat the back to school blues. And we're going to be creating a pretty rich exit plan that's actually going to work this time. Okay. I have been working with educators now. I think it's been 3 years now, hundreds of educators that I've spoken to help them create their exit plans, land interviews, land job offers. And what I want to speak to specifically is just where you are right now and what you can do right now to be able to have a plan that works. Because I feel like if you start the year knowing a couple things, one, that this is temporary. If you're going back to the classroom, this is temporary. If you identify as a pretty rich teacher, which I want everyone, every woman in education who finds this podcast to know that pretty rich teacher is not just about me. Like, I am pretty rich teacher, the pretty rich teacher movement leader, but I want more than just me. I don't want me to be the only rich teacher on this planet. My goal, we're saying again, I want to be like Michael Jackson famous. Okay. I am Michael Jackson famous. Every teacher is gonna know who I is, so they can be like, "You know what? That's the red teacher." If y'all didn't listen to the episode, I think it's last week with my client Kaylin, who did my exit plan course, she said that her daughter was listening, and she's like, "Is that the teacher who let the classroom make more money?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, not a young girl." Shout out to August Rain, knows me. So I was like, I had her mom shout her out on the podcast. That was Kaylin. And I'm just like, wow, like that was just proof because y'all, I record this podcast, but I don't record this podcast and then go and see how many people listen to it. I just put it out into the world. That's my goal. Putting it out into the world, giving as much guidance as possible, and also providing high support. So I saw people message me in and ask about the course that Kaylin was enrolled in from last week. That is either in the show notes or it is on the my link in my bio for you to enroll in that if you wanted the DIY course. And again, if you all are someone who is new to me, are new to me, I have lots of free resources but I also have high support containers. So even with my DIY course, I have you creating your exit plan with milestones that you actually are doing something. And then my higher mentorship touch programs, Teachers in Tech and Six Figure Educator. Um, but Teachers in Tech has been like my most popular program of helping teachers get into tech. Like if you want a community of other women who are going into the school year with a plan, then you want to listen to this episode. All right, so let's get into it. The number one thing I want you to know about the back to school blues is that you, like it is normal for you to feel this way. And I also want to point out, like I work with educators, like that's my job, in my with my career coaching business, and I saw a lot of teachers work with me. They start working with me in May and they're like, okay, in the summer, June, I'm going to rip and run. I'm going to do all these things. And then they tell me, like, I don't know what it was, but like for a month, I just couldn't do anything. I was just resting. I was just doing nothing. And I'm like, y'all, that's your body resting. Like, as much as I, enjoyed having summers off as an educator, I knew that the summer was a facade. It is rest. Like, if we did not have that break, we would not be able to truly rest and recover for the next school year. So understand that your body is restoring itself. That's why it feels so good. And that's why you're able to go back. Like it's like you rest and recover, and then you get into the back to school year excitement or back to school blues, however. And then, designing your classroom, getting that new energy, maybe get a new class. Like everything new feels good. But then we know that by September, like, or October, it fades away. But I want you to know that you did not fail. If you are in my program, or you are someone who has not been in my program, maybe just in my podcast, or maybe you had your own plan of leaving the classroom and it did not happen, I want you to know you did not fail. Okay. I have been working with a ADHD coach to really help me with my time management and really understanding a lot how my ADHD brain works. And I had made a statement to her and I said, hey, like sometimes I have challenges planning my week. Like I want y'all to know, like everything that I am talking about, anything I ever talk about is from experience. I am not just pulling up chat and say, chat, what do I say to these teachers? No, like I'm going through actual life things and my goal is to give you all the guidance that I wish I had. But either way, I told her that sometimes I get overwhelmed with my plan because sometimes with me having ADHD and me just not being able to focus, or maybe sometimes I'll create a grand plan. I feel like high achievers, we get relief from creating a plan. It's so much more fun to talk about the plan than it is to do the plan. And I told her that I would create this plan for myself for the week, and I love creating the plan. But when it came down to do the work, I either, because I had maybe made a plan the week before and I didn't do everything that I said I was going to do, I felt like a failure. So like I was like, you know what? I don't even. Sometimes I don't plan my week because I'm like, well, I'm not going to follow it. And it's like I got into the cycle of like not getting things done. That's why I'm like, that's why I invested in her in the first place, for me to really figure out what's going on. Cause I've been having this time management thing for a year. And a lot of it is like I was doing something new. So everything, like with the feeling that you all have of going into the going out of the classroom into a new role, that is essentially like how I feel going into entrepreneurship. Like I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur once I figured out how much money I could make, and it's different work, but I love the work, and I decided that I would quit my full time job and do this business full time. I knew that I'd be having the ability to make my own schedule, but I really didn't know that it'd come with a lot of things. Like I feel like entrepreneurship really exposes, kind of like it's similar to leaving the classroom, it exposes you in a real state. Like now that I'm out of survival mode, which a lot of educators do, once you get out of the classroom, you're out of survival mode. And now you're left with your thoughts. And you're like, oh my gosh, like what's going on with me? Like no longer are you like, because whenever you are um like focused on I'm just trying to get my bills paid, like your problems are focused on that. When you make more money, your money solves your money problems, and then you get the other ones. That's why people say money doesn't buy happiness. Money does solve money problems, which does make people feel happy. Typically, whenever you ask someone like, hey, if I gave you $1 million, what would you do with it? You get excited. It's like, oh, I get to solve all my money problems. Like you may buy a house, you may buy this, but a lot of you, I want to pay off my debt, I want to do this. Like you want to be able to feel financially free. But I'm telling you, once you are financially free, you're going to want to do other things and learn more about yourself. And again, the piece of coaching she gave me when it came to me really like navigating these uncharted waters of entrepreneurship, I told her, like, yeah, sometimes I don't create a plan or I feel like I'm going to fail. And she let me know, this broke my brain. She told me, if you created a plan for yourself, and this is good for all y'all to hear, this is what I want to bring home. If you create a plan for yourself, right, and you did not do the plan, so for whatever reason that could be, maybe however, what happened, you did not execute on what you said you were going to do. I want you to know you just simply did not give yourself the support required to achieve that goal. Let me say that again. If you create a plan for yourself, and let's say it's a mini goal or whatever goal, and you don't reach the goal, we just simply did not give ourselves the support that we needed to reach the goal. Okay? I'll give you a small example and then a big example. So let's say that you are someone who's already invested in your journey. You already know how. This is like typically most of my clients, they have all the resources available to get it done, but then they don't get it done. Let's say, okay, this week I'm working on my portfolio. My clients who are listening, they know about the portfolio because it's career training for their job. Let's say, okay, I'm getting this portfolio done by Friday. I'm going to break it down. And then Friday comes and you didn't do it. So let's back that up. Let's say you have a task that needs to be done. If you didn't get it done, we want to get curious. Instead of like getting mad, I want you to get curious. If I didn't get something done, why didn't I get it done? Because that's how I was able to really uncover, and I think it'll be helpful for you. So let's say a portfolio assignment, if I get curious and I ask my clients, okay, so tell me why didn't you get it done? Oh, it just seemed like a lot. So that's number one. Your brain believed that it was a lot of work. And guess what your brain doesn't like to do? A lot of work. Your brain does not like to do a lot of work. Okay. Let's ask again. Why does it feel like a lot of work? Oh, it just feel like, you know, I didn't really understand it. Okay, so you didn't understand it. So you probably were frustrated and you didn't understand anything. And because your brain doesn't understand it, your brain does not want to go do that. Okay. And then maybe another thing is like, yeah, I just don't know if I'm actually capable of doing it. Like, it just seems like it's hard. Okay. So it has nothing to do with you actually like your ability to do the goal. It's just how can I support myself? So let's take that same example. Let's say that it does seem like a lot. You don't really understand what you're doing, right? And then you don't believe you're capable. What does it look like for you to feel capable, for you to feel like you understand it, and for you to not look at it as a lot? So let's reframe it. What if this is, and it is, so I tell my clients, this is career training. If you want to get paid $100,000 in ed tech and customer success or sales, you got to learn the career itself. Want to learn the career because this is what they're going to be asking you in the interview. So it's like, okay, I want to be able to do this. This is my career training. I'm so excited about this. I have the opportunity to get training from someone who does ed tech, customer success, and sales right now. And I have the ability to create a portfolio that's exciting. Now your brain's interested. It's like, oh, okay, we like this. Okay. Now comes the next part. Oh, I'm frustrated. Why are we frustrated? Because we don't understand it. How can I understand it? And I even did this with a client. I was like, for me, whenever I'm doing a new task, and the way that I work best, I need to truly understand what I'm doing and then and then start doing it. So like, let's say I'll give an example. Like when I started email marketing, when I started to learn how to write emails, I had no idea of what to do. So I joined a program. I watched the videos. I truly just understood what am I doing. Then I made my own notes. I taught myself. So whenever I know I understand something when I can teach somebody else. So the way I learn is I watch the videos. I do, I come up with a plan. I ask questions and then I make myself a plan and then I do it. And with me, I'm always in community, which is why I love my program Teachers in Tech because it's a community. It's not just me teaching. A lot of my clients come in and they either my clients who are already in their new jobs, clients who are getting interviews or have gotten interviews, people who are finishing their things, they come in and they get to share their stories. But for me, I'm in communities and entrepreneurship. So I'm in different entrepreneurship programs and I have business friends and I will talk to them and they'll ask me a question about what I just learned and I'm able to tell them what I did. I know it if I can teach somebody. If I can't teach somebody, that means I don't know it enough. So I use that to my advantage. So like, I want you to really get curious. What would make this less frustrating for me? How do I learn? Okay. How do I learn? And then as far as like the underlying root of I felt I'm not capable, what evidence can I give my brain? So the whole point is to get curious as to why you haven't done something. So if you did not leave the classroom by August and you're going back to school, we just want to get curious. Okay. And I'm going to give you a 4-step process for you to really take this and run with it to be able to feel good about this. So like I'll say this, like if you're in the classroom, it's okay. You did not fail. We just have data now. We get to get curious as to what happened, right? And I'm excited about step 4 because it's really, really, really going to be able to give you a personalized way to understand what's stopping you from leaving the classroom and being pretty rich. So let's start. So I kind of touch on it. Number 1, we just want to recognize what happened. That's kind of what I just spoke to. Just recognize what actually happened. What did I actually do? What did I not do? What results did I receive? What support did I have? What support was missing? What facts do I have? Right? And what story am I adding to those facts? Okay. Maybe a fact is you applied to 20 jobs, didn't receive an interview. So the story may be, oh, no one's ever going to hire a teacher. Okay. That's one story that you may be telling yourself. Okay. Maybe another one is you plan to work on your resume this summer, but you didn't complete it. The story may be, I'm lazy, I'll never leave. Or maybe you were exhausted and you, like, whatever it is. The key message, like, we cannot solve the real problem until we stop judging ourselves long enough to identify it. Because especially the high achievers, we love to be able to talk about what we did not do. Like, so much so, whenever I get on a call with one of my one-on-one clients, I always start the call off, what wins can we celebrate? Okay. Don't tell me what you didn't do. Don't tell me what you couldn't do. Don't tell me what you were about to do. What wins can we celebrate? Okay. High achievers, sometimes it feels unsafe to celebrate wins because your thought is, okay, well, I don't want to celebrate the win because what if I don't keep it? What if like your brain is like not even allowing yourself to feel safe to celebrate? Okay. And that's also why your brain goes into problem solving mode. So I want you to recognize what is actually happening. Go deep. Ask yourself why 5 times. Ask yourself why 5 times. What happened without judgment and recognize what actually happened. Recognize what actually happened. Okay. Step 2, I want you to allow the feelings. So let's take the same example. Everyone who thought they were going back to school, or not going back to school, you thought you'd have your job by now. Let's allow the feelings to be there. I think a lot of high achievers skip feelings because sometimes feelings don't help you get things done. Right. And I'll touch on that in a later note. But we don't actually allow ourselves to feel. That's why I have that feelings wheel right here. Okay. And I see this present in different ways. So especially whenever my clients get an interview and they don't move to the next round, they'll tell a story like, oh, I got an interview, but they went with somebody else, but it's okay. I didn't want the company anyway. It's like they won't allow themselves to be frustrated. No, like how be sad. Allow the feelings to come in. Like I want you to any feeling that comes up, your feelings are telling you something, right? Like for me, when I left one of the main reasons that really got me out of the classroom or really out of education because I was a school administrator. I still remember the day where I was so overwhelmed and so burnt out that tears were streaming down my face. And I had a student in my office, and it's like I was trying to fight through the feeling so much. And my body's like, no, we're sad. We're sad. And that really sat with me. I was like, wow, I am sad. I am sad. And that's okay. Right? No, even if I dried my tears and I made sure the student didn't see me, I felt I'm sure she did because but either way, like I allowed myself to say, hey, I'm not gonna shake off this sadness. I feel like a lot of us like, oh, shake it off. No, we're not shaking it off. We want to sit here and figure out what feeling is there. Okay. If we're sad, why are we sad? And how can we allow that sadness to be there? Okay. For me, my sadness was, wow, I worked really hard to get to this level of being a school administrator, but this is not what I thought it would be. Like, it's not what I thought it would be. I didn't think I'd be, you know, I thought I'd be making more money. I was making $55,000 a year. I was working more. I was working nights. Like some parts, like Friday nights, I had to stay until the last kid left. I was an athletic director. Me, y'all. I was an athletic. Do y'all know I was an athletic director? Like me go sports. Side note, I went to my first WNBA sports ball game, y'all, and I had a ball. I'm addicted to sports ball. WNBA sports ball. I'm not really an MNBA listener, but the WNBA, I support you. Um, and I know I'm going to as many games as possible. I went to my first game was the Atlanta Dream and the Golden State Valkyries, and both those teams were good. I saw Angel Reese out there. Hey, girl, if you listen to this, okay, come to the podcast if you want to help teachers. Like, go after their dreams because you're inspirational. Um, and the Golden State Valkyries, I think they're a brand new team. Their second year, but they were a good little team. Okay, I was like, oh, y'all was practicing at the gym. But anyway, I forgot why I was talking about sports ball. I don't remember why I was talking about sports ball. Oh, I was an athletic director. Okay, yeah. No, I didn't know anything about no sports. But I was doing jobs like me, like y'all want me to do this. Do y'all know that I don't know? Like what? Like why y'all have me do this? You know? I was like, this is a lot for me. Like I'm doing sports ball as an athletic director. I'm doing discipline. I'm over field trips. I'm over safety, security. I'm over doing so many things. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got in this to make a difference. And I feel like I am doing a difference, but I'm like hiding behind tasks. I'm not really where I want to be. And I was sad because I'm like, well, all my degrees are in education. I thought that, being a school administrator was my way out of the classroom to be able to make a bigger difference. But I was sad because it wasn't the case. But I was also bittersweet because I had worked so hard. And it was a coveted role. Being an admin is a big deal. It is. Anyone who says it isn't, it is a big deal. It does feel good. Like you are a celebrity at your school. Everybody knows who you are. You're on the website. You have a walkie talkie. Like you're on the news. Like it is a big deal. Right. I mean, I feel like teachers are celebrities. They are. But like to be an admin, it is a coveted thing. So for me, I was like, wow, I did all this and people see me as this leader, but I'm sad. So I recognize that sadness and I allowed that sadness. Okay. But what also I allowed was happiness. Happiness in like the idea of me leaving to make more money and live remotely. Like, I remember COVID where we were working from home. I was like, oh, this is the best. Like I love this. I never had an opportunity to work fully remotely from home. And I want to do this all the time. And I was like, what do I need to do that? So that's what I did. So the first thing is allowing those feelings, especially like if you are someone, which most of y'all on this podcast, you wanting to leave the classroom to make more money, we want to anchor in the six-figure identity, like the pretty rich teacher version of you, the version of you that makes six figures, the version of you that's working remotely has figured out this teacher transition thing. You have figured it out and you're on the other side. If you all have not listened to episode 79 and 80, I want you to watch that if you're brand new. It's my podcast where I did a panel interview with my clients who work in customer success and my clients who are in edtech sales. And you get to really be able to hear from educators who were just as scared as you, who still made the journey and they are thriving. Okay. My clients are getting company shout outs, reaching goals that standard employees aren't reaching. Shout out to Lauren. Shout out to Tammy. She got her promotion. Shout out to, I remember Samia, she was training her first week on the job, Jazmyne thriving, all the things. Like I have a lot of clients who are doing well. Y'all getting those discovery calls booked. Like I have clients who are doing big things. Okay. And I want you all to know that it's possible for you. And they share a lot about the feeling. So I say all that to say, if you are someone who wants to go out of the classroom and you have this identity, you want to be willing to ask yourself, what feelings am I willing to feel? A lot of us like to dismiss the feelings, but no, we want them to tell us what's happening. And what feelings are you willing to feel? Okay. My ADHD coach actually did this exercise with me, and I was like, this is phenomenal. I need to share it with my clients. And every pretty rich teacher who listens to this podcast, you all are my clients, whether you're working with me in my free virtual classroom as a pretty rich teacher, or if you are in my higher touch programs with DIY exit plan course, or booking a call to get in one of my mentorship programs. Those are available for all, by the way. So if you're someone who's like, I want to work with her, the show notes has the information. Um, but yeah, I want you all to know. She asked me like the identity that I'm reaching. So my identity that I am going for right now is $1 million CEO. Okay. I have a goal of reaching $1 million in my business by 2027. And in order for me to become $1 million CEO, I have to act like $1 million CEO. I cannot think and act like the person I am today. a new version of me has to emerge. And it is work to really anchor in that identity. And she asked me, so with you becoming $1 million CEO, what feelings are you allowing yourself? What feelings are you willing to feel? Because in order for you to reach your next identity to really be anchored in, you have to be willing to feel those feelings to get there. So I had wrote it down to her. I told her I'm willing to be frustrated. Because for me, one of my feelings that I get often is frustrated. If I can't understand something, I get frustrated. So I don't do it. So I'm willing to be frustrated, overwhelmed. My brain works a mile a minute. Okay. It can be that my ADHD firing off all the time, but I get overwhelmed. Um, I allow myself to doubt myself because even though I believe in myself and I'm confident in myself, I still doubt myself sometimes. And I want y'all to know that. Like, I want to make sure that with me being, pretty rich teacher, like, I don't have, like, I'm still, like, my YouTube, if y'all follow me on YouTube, my vlogging, I've been documenting my pretty rich teacher, like, having a pretty rich teacher inside of my house and inside of my brain. Like, it is a constant journey in here. Like, I shared in the last episode, if you're a high achiever, once you reach your goal getting out of the classroom, you're going to have more goals. You're going to have more things that you're working towards. And for me, I'm working towards really being able to anchor in the ability to stay in thriving mode. Like, I'm no longer in survival mode. And sometimes my brain wants to put me back there. It's so used to having a urgent issue to solve for. And I'm like, oh, girl, we're good. So that's one thing that I've been working through. So I'm allowing myself to doubt myself, but I'm also allowing myself to feel empowered. Okay. I also am allowing myself to feel rested and creative. And I know that from my creativity. So my creative side, she only shows up when I'm rested. Okay. Like, literally, I kid y'all not. When I am at Disney or Universal, or when I force myself to be a couch potato and just like watch Below Deck or watch Harry Potter, or I just start watching Housewives of Atlanta again, um, all of my ideas come to me and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, girl, where you was at? Waiting for you to rest." So, like, I say, have to say 2 things can be true. And I want you to do this exercise, like the version of you that gets out of the classroom, the rich version of you, okay? You gotta anchor into her right now, and you have to be willing to feel the feelings because that's how you get here. Like, I don't really necessarily I don't use the word delusional. I don't necessarily use the word manifest. I just do the actions of manifestation. And the true way that you manifest something is you just truly believe it. Okay. Like I said, I allow people to think that I'm delusional. I do. Like, it does trigger me because I have had people, like, even though I'm like confident and I believe in myself, I'm still a human being, you know? And when people say things like, oh yeah, she's just delusional. She just sounds so delusional. And I'm just like, what triggers me sometimes, I'm like, oh, it especially if it's, like, someone that's close to you and they, like, saying, "Oh, yeah, she's delusional." I'm like, I'm not making this up. Like, I know it may be funny to you because you haven't seen someone be serious about saying, "Oh, yeah, no, I'm not struggling with this. I'm going to go make more money. I'm gonna go live the life that I wanna live." Like, it can feel rattling. So that's that doubt. Like, it's not that I doubt, but it feels like I feel unseen is the word. I don't think it's doubt. I feel unseen. Um but I say all that to say, like, you're allowed to, like, 2 things can be true. You can be sad and you can feel empowered. And I allow all those emotions to be there. I allow doubt. So when frustration is here, I talk to my feelings as if they're individuals. Like, think of them as individual versions of you. Okay. Like, hey, frustration, what's going on? Okay. You don't understand this? Okay, baby. Okay, we don't understand this. What can we do? Like, and I can ask different ways, but for typically, if I'm frustrated, I don't understand something, I'm seeking clarity. I want it to be clear for me. So I'm like, how can I make this clear? So instead of me being frustrated, I ask myself a more empowered question. What would make this not frustrating for me? And I answer. And I'm like, okay, if I just had a step by step, okay, how can we create this step by step? Oh, well, if I backwards design, for me, that's my favorite way to do things. If I know what needs to be done, I reverse engineer. Like, okay, if I'm doing this, and I want this release on August 1st, which, by the way, if y'all listening to this in real time, or if whenever you listen to this, August 1st, I'm going to skip to step 4 in a second. So, but prettyrichteacher.com is releasing, and I am releasing a brand new quiz that I'm going to go over in step 4. And I'm so excited to share it with y'all. So, let me go back to that. So, all of to say, allow yourself to feel all the feelings. Write down what feelings are you willing to feel for you to step into your next identity, because The trick is, or it's not even a trick. I don't. I'm very intentional with my words. It's not a trick. Become her now. So don't be afraid of, oh, I want to be rich and I want to be empowered. I want to be creative. I want to do all these things. You have to also allow frustration. They serve purposes. So now I know whenever I'm frustrated, it's just because I don't understand something and I need to get clarity. And I can get clarity in different ways. I can go and ask a coach. I always have a coach that I can call and ask. Okay. I always have someone I can call and ask. That's why I like my high touch programs. Teachers in tech, my clients don't go without, they always have a spot to ask a question. Okay, we even have a little group chat, teachers in tech group chat. We have our group coaching calls, which I have thoroughly enjoyed, by the way. Like the cohort of girls that came in May, I'm just like, it made me so proud to do what I do. And I just can't wait for y'all to see all of them come on the podcast. I'm so excited. And I can't wait to have you on here if you're listening. But allow the feelings, y'all. Allow them. Like that is how you bring in that rich version of yourself. You allow the feelings, you allow frustration. Okay, because the more I get frustrated, the more things I don't know. And then once I become unfrustrated, then I know. So I'm like, okay, frustration for me now is a sign that there's something new I'm about to learn. Okay. And the next step 3 is nurture. It's kind of what I was doing. Nurture. Ask the feelings why they're there and just get curious. So if you were disappointed from being back in the classroom, why are we disappointed? Like let's really go there. Why are we disappointed? And how can we nurture ourselves? One of my clients mentioned, grace and guilt. She's like, I want to give myself grace, but I feel guilty for not doing the thing. But the answer to that, Alicia, she's the one who asked for it, is your body is used to being in survival mode. So guilt is usually what got you to working. But whenever you are in thriving mode, when you have, and now I'll talk think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. When you are no longer like the clients in my program, they're no longer, or they're getting support and not worrying about money, and not worrying about really anything. We try to remove their worries and focus on what's going to actually get them a job offer. And once they're out of survival mode, when they realize, oh, like I have everything I need here in this program, I can ask for help, like I can get a job and I can keep working, it's like getting support all the way until I get a job and I can come back and get help with my promotion. They're like, oh, then it becomes like the real them comes out to be able to address it. But like your your body, if you feel guilty, ask why you feel guilty and tell your brain what's true. Whenever emotions are super high, your intelligence is low. And I'm not calling you dumb, y'all. I'm not telling y'all saying she called us dumb. No, I did not. Okay. Did not. I don't call nobody dumb. Okay. When it comes to your brain, the way neuroscience works, like your amygdala, your fight or flight, your logical brain, like is I want y'all to know, think of it like I don't know if y'all watch Harry Potter. Sorcerer's Stone, where Voldemort was living on the back of that man's head, with what's his name? I forgot his name. The stuttering one. I want y'all to imagine like Voldemort on the back of y'all head, and that is fear. That's fear. That's emotions. Whenever you allow yourself to be scared and you stay there, imagine Voldemort coming to the front. And when you are there, your logical brain, and I don't know if that other guy, I mean, he was smart, but I want you to just imagine that is logical. Like your actual face that remembers that you're brilliant. I had a client who she was like talking to me about a training she's doing at her new job. And she was like, I don't know this product really well. I've never used it before. And I was like, oh, you've never been in a classroom where you had a tool you never used and taught someone? Oh, you've never like done a training before at your school? And she's like, oh. I was like, it's like you were a teacher or something. And she's like, oh, she didn't remember she was a teacher, that she can figure this out. She's done this before. That was like logical brain coming in. Whenever Voldemort or the side of you that is fight or flight, your logical brain is not there. And the only way you bring that face forward of your logicalness is to ask questions. What's really true? Actually, a good exercise is I want you to write down facts, feelings, opinions. Facts are facts. What is true? Okay, is it a fact? Learning is a fact you can learn about your new career. Fact. Is a fact that you can learn how to market your skills on your resume and LinkedIn. Fact. Is a fact that you can learn how to sell your skills. Fact. Those are facts. And is a fact if your resume speaks to hiring managers and you can articulate your ability to do that role really well. Fact. You will get hired. Fact. Now, feelings. I'm scared. I want to make sure I say the right thing. I don't know if they're going to hire me. Those are not facts. Those are feelings. You made all that up. And they're not making it up, but those are stories you're telling yourself. There's opinions where people come in, oh, the job market's bad, y'all, they're laying off people. And it's like, if you go back to the facts and you realize, oh, this is actually what's gonna get me a job, when I remind myself, oh, if I just do these things, I will get a job, like it will make things a lot much easier. So try that as well. Facts, feelings, opinions. Okay, I think I'm gonna do that exercise with my clients. Facts, feelings, opinions. Okay. So nurture yourself. Nurture yourself. Like this is not, I mean, it's funny to me. I call myself a single mom because I am take care of myself. I'm the baby. I take care of myself. It's okay, Jasmine. Jazmyne. It's okay to be frustrated. Why are you frustrated, baby? Oh, we don't understand it. Okay, we're gonna listen to the lessons tonight. And that's what I do. I will put my program. Y'all know, I don't know if teachers know, but if you are in the entrepreneur world, you ever heard of Stacey Bayman? I love her. I put Stacey Bayman on my TV. She's one of my favorite business coaches. I love her mind, and I always learn more from her. But I put her on my program on my TV. DL Sharon, I put her on my TV screen. Any of my programs that I join, I put them on my TV. Like I monitor, share. I make it fun. One of my clients, Kaylin, the DIY ex, of course, she said she would romanticize it. Like, I want you to nurture yourself. How can this be fun? Like, I romanticize almost everything. I make it fun. And if it's not fun, I try to make it fun. My ADHD coach said that whenever she's about to clean, she'll legit put on like a cleaning outfit to make herself have fun. Like she puts on a little skirt, she has a little bucket, and she has fun. And I feel like I'm gonna steal that for laundry because y'all, I do not like doing my laundry at all. So I'm thinking I'm going to like when I do my put away my laundry, until I get help. So I don't think I'm gonna be doing that long. I think I just need to put those clothes away, but I'm gonna create a system where I can just have someone come away and put away my laundry. I'm gonna do that because I'm not doing that. But I'm going to put on a cute outfit. I'm gonna be like, all right, I am a fashion stylist. I am my personal fashion stylist. I'm gonna go through our clothes and we're gonna organize I'm gonna make it fun. So make it fun. Like how can you make things fun? Okay. So that's nurture. Now, the last step, I'm so excited to share this last step. If you want to be able to beat the back to school blues and create your pretty rich teacher exit plan that works, I have released a brand new quiz, or it will be released on August 1st, and it is called What's Blocking You from Being Pretty Rich and Leaving the Classroom. After working with I've worked with hundreds of educators. I talk to educators every single week. Okay. Every single week I'm talking to them. I'm helping them answer questions about their journey. I'm helping them land interviews, land job offers, get promotions, start businesses. But this is what I do. Like I'm a researcher, y'all. I'm a published researcher. So I'm using my same research here. And I got really, really curious as to what is actually stopping educators from leaving the classroom. And I've identified there's 5 blockers. And I want you all to take that quiz. I'm probably going to do a full episode on the quiz that you all can take it. But I really want to kind of touch on a little bit now. Some of it's going to touch on time. Maybe you are time challenged. Okay. Maybe you're a timeline girly, and not only am I going to identify, but I'm going to speak to like, what those are. And then when you take the quiz, you will get access to the Rich Teacher Fix. This is a private podcast, so you have to take the quiz and opt in to get the Rich Teacher Fix private podcast, and it's going to actually give you a solution. So, I don't like to bring problems with no solutions. Okay, whenever I'm having a conversation with someone, I'm like, all right, what's the solution for this? Like, are we just going to sit here and talk about problems? I don't like that. I don't like problems. Okay, I got enough of those. Okay. I like solutions. So I'm providing solutions for y'all. But I'm going to really touch on the 5 areas and you'll figure out which one you are and how to actually solve for them. And I want you to know all of these 5 challenges are things that I actively have been working through and still working through in certain facets. So like one of them is going to touch on the epidemic or whatever. I don't know, is it epidemic? I'm going to call it epidemic. Teachers are taught to be resourceful, and it is keeping teachers unhappy and underpaid. I want y'all to know this quiz, this private podcast, Rich Teacher Fix, is going to give you what you need, the solution. Okay. I am not going to be giving you I don't even know what cookie cutters. I don't even use a cookie cutter. Okay. I just go to Crumble or I just order Insomnia. Okay. I don't do no cookie cutter stuff. I'm not going to give y'all the answer. of what's really going on. Because my goal is to create more mountain. My goal is not to be the only rich teacher on this planet. And I don't just want my clients, I want everybody to do that. And these 5 things are blocking people from even allowing themselves the knowledge and the wisdom to make more money. One of them is approaching investing. A lot of teachers, and even my clients, they don't feel safe spending money on themselves. They are afraid of investing. They are taught that degrees are safe to invest in, but not themselves. Okay. I've heard people on the internet like, oh my gosh, she's charging teachers. Y'all, I am providing a high touch service in my programs, first of all. Okay. And they're calling, I've saw someone like, oh, she's scamming teachers. I'm like, the real scam is y'all believing these are scams because we are paying, and ask me, I've spent $100,000 on degrees. 100,000. And I did not learn like $100,000 worth of degrees got me a $55,000 salary. And if I would have stayed, because I got my doctorate after I left, my pay would have probably bumped to $60,000. So it would take me it would take me years to get to 100K unless I became a principal, and they double the work. Okay, if y'all saw my YouTube channel with my principal, all the principals, I'm making more money than principals, doing less work. Okay, doing less work. So like the idea of, oh, I'll invest $40,000 in a degree, but I won't spend $4,000 on a program is like, if you believe that that is safe for you, that is why I do this work. I want you to feel safe investing. It doesn't have to be in me, it's in yourself and what skills you need to learn. It's another thing that teachers, they know they're qualified. So they're like, okay, I know I'm qualified. I just need to do my resume. But a lot of y'all overqualified and people who are not landing interviews and not landing job offers, there is a skill that you have not learned. Okay, you're underskilled. In the coaching world, so I'm in business coaching, and we are coach heavy. So like my program, they coach on mindset all the time, mindset and strategy. And one of the things that we say, not in a bad way, but like whenever somebody new comes into the fold of entrepreneurship or comes new to the world of coaching, and whenever it's kind of what I'm calling you all, not in a bad way, is we call it undercoached. So if you're someone, and this presents as, oh, I'm not investing nothing. Girl, I got student loans to pay for. I got this to pay for. If you have all the reasons why you can't invest, like you don't even allow your brain to entertain investing in yourself. And that is stopping you from being rich. Like me making more money and I want y'all to know, I am not saying this as a place of entitlement. Like I'm saying this as a place that I really do want y'all making more money. Because when you make more money, like it will solve your money problems. A lot of us are so tight with money, like, oh no, I'm trying to save money. I'm trying to save money. And then you realize, wonder why you don't, like the reason why you have to save money is because you don't make more. And like I always say, look, if you make $50,000 a year, 50,000, you will never be able to save more than you make. You'll never be able to save more than you make. So like, even at your best, $50,000, you're only saving $50,000. And what are you going to do with that? You're going to have to spend it. Like keeping that money, it don't go with you in the grave. Okay. So learning how to use money as a resource, as a tool is what you want. And if you really don't have the money that you say you have, then you should be really intentional about what you spend money on and what you don't spend money on. So I feel like being poor is expensive. And I don't like to call anybody poor, but like I call it poor thinking. If you all listen to my podcast, Rich Teacher, Poor Teacher, episode 57, I highly recommend you all listen to that. You are not going to like, and I'm going to go over this deeper in those, but like you are not going to ever be able to make money if you keep, like you act, however much money you make, that's how you act, not in a mean way. Okay. Like when I first joined a program, my first business program, and she was saying, if you want to make 100K in a business, I had never made any money in a business before. So if you want to make 100K in a business, you have to look at how much money you make right now. Okay. And even then, I think I was making 100K, but in my career, but I wasn't making 100K in a business. But let's say that I was making $55,000. In order for me to make 100K in a business, I have to think like an 100K business owner. An 100K business owner is investing in something. Like nobody starts a business and then just makes money. Like they are investing something. Like especially if you're doing a product-based business, you have to create the product. If you're a restaurant, like people invest. It is how you make more money. Like think about it as like, let's say that you are a chef and you know how to cook. If your ideas stay in your brain or on your piece of paper, you're not gonna make no money. You got to actually invest. Like, and again, for those people who like try to make it, they try to do it the cheapest as possible. And then you wonder why, oh yeah, why nobody wants to buy my stuff. Like, girl, if you don't even see the power of investing, why would someone invest in your product or service? And I mean that in the most loving way. So you want to learn how to invest safely and be okay, safe spending money. Okay. And it doesn't mean to pay invest with me. If you invest with me, you'll make your money back. Okay. I help teachers become rich. That's what I'm known for. So if you don't want to be rich, don't work with me. I only help people become rich for the rich girlies who get it. The girlies who know. And I feel like if you are a rich girly and the people who work with me, they learn. They're like, oh yeah, no, I see it. The mission, I see it. Oh yeah. It's like the infinite game. I'm making money. So I know that's what it is. Whenever you invest, like, you're investing in yourself. Like, anytime you don't invest, I want you to say out loud, like, I am not investing in myself because I would rather um be resourceful and save for these bills. Like, you're waiting for a time for later. Like, it's either now or not now. So like, if as long as it's like now or not now. Okay. I'm deciding to not invest in myself because it's like I know that the thought of, oh, but I really don't have it. Like, if you are struggling, like, it's one thing to be safe spending money, it's another thing for you to not get the support that you need. So I'm go over that in detail. Time challenge. So if you're like a timeline girly, or maybe you have trouble managing time, that is going to be giving you the answer to how to fix that. Survival mode girlies, the ones who come home tired, burnt out, the ones who are second guessing themselves. I'm going to give you all of the tea on that quiz. You're going to get a quiz result. It's going to tell you exactly what's happening, why it's keeping you broke, your rich, your poor thoughts, your rich thoughts, and your next step. And then it'll be a private podcast episode for each one. So maybe yeah, I think I'll just go there. I don't think I need to do a whole podcast on it because I'm having that. So you all want to do that. It should be available in the link in my bio. Prettyricher.com should be out soon, but either way, just find the links. It'll be there. Okay. So I'm excited. The Pretty Rich Teacher era is here. No more broke teachers. By the time y'all watch this, so August 1st, I'm going to be rolling out my rebrand. I'm so excited. I have rebranded my business into the Pretty Rich Teacher movement. And it's going to really be shaking up the internet. The internet is going to be shaken up, and I'm so excited. I interrupt this internet to let you know that the broke teacher era is over. My goal is to create as many, like, I just did, if y'all go back and see, I had did the Netflix documentary, the former educator responsible for thousands of educators leaving education. I want the internet broken. Okay. I want people to start getting even more mad at me. Like, why are you making all these teachers rich? Lock me up. Lock me out. If that's a crime, lock me up. I want teachers deserve to be rich. And I want more teachers rich. I don't want to be the only one. I want more people at the airport lounge. I want more people going on trips. I want more people living their life. I want the educators treated like veterans. I want to be the VA for the teachers. Okay. I have all that you need right now. And it's only going to get bigger. One of my clients, I told her my visions for the future. Like, I'm just getting started. I'm still just getting started. Okay. So you all get to become a member, a founding member of the Pretty Rich Teacher movement or not. Okay. Rich girlies only. If you are someone who just wants to be unhappy and underpaid in the teacher's lounge, this is not for you. This is for the rich girlies only, the girlies who knew that they were meant for more. And I'm so excited to be able to give you the resource of what you need to go to your next step. Okay. And that quiz and that private podcast is free. My goal is to be the doctor prescribing the medicine for you. Like, hey, this is what you need to work on. And after that, it's up to you. But anytime someone says, oh, I haven't left the classroom, take my quiz, and I'll tell you exactly why you haven't left. Okay. I want no more, because I always tell my clients also, if you allow yourself to be confused, it's a cop out. If you're like, oh, I didn't know what to do, so I didn't do anything, it's a cop out. Yeah, I didn't know what to do, so I didn't do it. Okay, girl. Me, I like to make money. Like, I want you to really, like, I want you to write down reasons why I don't like making money. Don't be confused. Being confused is a choice. Being confused is a choice. And remember, you all are women of faith. God, the universe is not saying confusion. So if you are keeping that confusion, God did not see that. Okay. It's your goal to be able to unconfuse yourself and make a step. Okay. Look in the mirror and make a change. Make some more change. We don't want no change. We want some money. I want the change, the zeros in my bank account. I want to change, the way I fly. Right? Like, we're not doing basic over here. We are doing at least main cabin comfort first class. Please. Okay. I think that's it. So the pretty rich teacher era is here to stay. She's evolving, she's growing. But yeah, I remember my client said, like, I wish I could dream like you. You can dream like me whenever you stay out of the survival mode and allow yourself to thrive. You have permission to thrive. You have permission to be a pretty rich teacher. I just gave it to you. Permission granted. Okay. Start with my quiz. It should be released August 1st. And I cannot wait to see you all next week. Okay. Each week you listen to me, you get richer. If you don't want to get richer, stop listening to me. Stop listening. Turn it off right now. Okay. If you listen to me, you will be richer. You will be richer. You'll be richer in your thoughts and your mindset and your pockets. Mhm. All right, y'all. I will see y'all next time. Bye.